11 events, 12 hours, nearly 500 laps, and today the destination is within reach. Only a few will be awarded a crown, but everyone will earn a sense of accomplishment that brings optimism for next season. Below British skies, the historic Brands Hatch Circuit is the host venue for the Season 8 finale of Apex Online Racing's Formula Renault 2.0 Championship. From Old Blighty, hello and welcome to the Global Sim Racing channel and the countdown to green. Way up in the press box to bring you our Words Eye view is Soup and Crackers, yours truly, Bill Soup Zahn, joined by Sean Crackers Ambrose. The hardest working man in sim race broadcasting, Joe Peak, as director duties, armed with cameras, located, aimed, zoomed, and focused by GSRC's camera guru, Dougie Beard. As cyberspace flows into your place over these 15 streaming award-worthy minutes, GSRC will bring you all the storylines, all the stats and facts you'll need to fully appreciate the double-header format that consists of an initial 40-minute feature followed by a 25-minute sprint. GSRC will bring you all the action live as it happens as we count down to green. It was 3 seasons ago when the AOR last brought the Formula Renault 2.0 championship to Brands Hatch, and the man who is trying to run down the season championship, Mark Usher, won Best of Day honors with an overwhelming 52 points. Usher will need a similar performance if he has any hopes of spanning the 14-point gap between himself and current points leader Renault Osterkamp. Sean, for the final time this season, how about some track info?
Soup, welcome to West Kingsdown in Kent, England. You know, they used this facility as a military training ground originally, and the first actual race on these grounds was held in 1926. It was a 6.4 kilometer circuit back then, and it was between cyclists and cross-country runners. I wonder who actually had the advantage, as they were probably on grass, I'm imagining. But Brands Hatch offers 2 layout configurations: the shorter 6-turn Indy layout, which we've seen before here on GSRC, and the one we'll see today, the Grand Prix layout, the 3.703 kilometer layout, 9 turns. Yes, that's 2.3 miles, folks. Now, one of the more interesting things about this circuit is actually it's held 12 British Grand Prix here between 1964 and 1986. But I've gabbed enough about it. Let's hop on board the GSRC Formula Renault 2.0 and take a lap around with Brands Hatch.
All right, we've got Amjad Yammer to the GSRC Formula Renault 2.0, so let's do a lap around Brands Hatch. Coming up to Paddock Hill Bend, the track is going to drop away, and hitting the apex will be difficult. There's little time to recover if you botch it, because up next is Druids with its steep uphill braking. This can sometimes be a good spot to pass, but it's tough. Try to square off the exit of the turn, and then swing it right for the correct line in a Graham Hill Bend. There's lots of runoff to the outside that's considered fair game, so use it up if you want good lap times. Continue holding right and line up your brake marker for Surtees, because this is one of the most important turns on the track. It's extra tricky with its curved braking zone and late apex. And just to hit you with more difficulty, the exit is all uphill, meaning anyone late to the power will pay dearly across Pilgrim's Drop. Speaking of which, this is about the longest breather you're going to get around this short lap. Then you dive it into Hawthorne and pray that it sticks. Now that we've hit the back half of the course, we've got a series of right-handers. Westfield's kink and drop will lead you into Dingledale, which then climbs back up toward Sheen. The apex here is very blind and requires great precision to get right. You definitely don't want to deal with oversteer like Amjad has to here. From there, switch sides and then throw out the anchors for Sterling. The banking here should allow you to go faster than you'd expect. Make sure and keep it from pushing wide to the grass, then drift across the circuit to the left side. The final turn is Clark, which has a nasty hump right in the middle of it. Understeer is likely to be a problem. Then, the track is going to gently bend to the right as it guides you back to the line so that you can finish your lap around Brands Hatch.
Joe Peak on the mic, talking and taking us around Brands Hatch. Now let's review what happened last round. The story of Zolder is not shown on this overlay. Yes, we see the current point leader, Renault Osterkamp, winning Best of Day honors with 43 points. But it doesn't say how he overcame a first lap pit stop in the sprint race to salvage a 9th place finish, a finish worth 8 points. And it doesn't show how Mark Usher was on his way to a podium finish in that very same sprint race before getting tangled with Charlie Summers late in the race, forcing Usher to finish outside the points. So, how did all that affect the point standings? Well, Mark Usher came into Zolder with a 1-point advantage. He left Zolder 14 markers behind. SimRC's Renault Osterkamp is looking for his first series crown, and his 22 points means, those pocket points means that Osterkamp is guaranteed no less than 22 points for this finale. Meaning Usher must collect at least 36 points just to force his tie. Remember, the last time Usher was at Brands Hatch, he got 52. Jean-Francois Godin's late charge continues as the player-driver moves into the final podium spot. It will not be back-to-back titles for Radicals Online's Adam Tierney, and a second SimRC driver, Patrick Kessler, is just 8 points out of a podium finish. Let's look at the Tier 2 drivers now. And when you look at these numbers, remember these are the raw totals that don't take into account the drop races. Sadly, fan favorite Eunice Fast and Lucky Vastamaki has dropped down to 5th, making room for Red Devils Daniel Morris of Apex Racing UK Scott Newton to fight it out. Veteran driver Knut Martinson for Force Fissy sits in 3rd. A driver to watch out for next season is Stefan Herman. He gets faster and faster each race. Finally, to the team championship, where Osterkamp and Kessler have been the cream of the crop all season for SimRC. Positive SimRacing has been steady all year, keeping Radicals Online honest, and sure enough, PSR gets 2nd, while Radicals fall down to 3rd. No surprise to see Red Devil Racing in 4th. And if Godot can find himself a partner for next season, look for whatever team that French-Canadian driver ends up on to challenge for the title. Now, let's talk about the unique format of the AOR that they employ here, how the rules work. And Sean, the results can be very volatile, and that's good for the fans, but scary for the drivers.
Yes, it is. Welcome to Season 8, the end of it, folks. If you just got here, you missed a great season. But you're not too late. One round left. One magnificent round a day left. Round 12 here. Now, throughout the season, they've been allowed 2 drops. That's a combination of the sprint race and the feature race that you'll see here today equal 1 drop. And now there are, as I just stated, 2 races per event. We'll start this with our feature race and then end it with a sprint race. And you don't want to miss this, because if you haven't been with us before, the sprint race is always exciting, where we invert the order from the previous race. We'll talk about that in a minute. The setup on the Formula Renault 2.0, it's up to the drivers and their engineers to set these cars up however they would like. And boy, I'll tell you what, you need a good one for Brands Hatch. So interesting. It'll be interesting to see what we're working with here today. Now, the weather today, and I always like to look at that. It's a beautiful day for racing. It's mostly cloudy. It's only 66 degrees Fahrenheit and 77 degrees on track right now, and rather cool. So if you've got a setup that's more applicable to a hot track, you're going to have to dial things back a bit, but it's going to be some good racing out here today with that weather. Now, let's talk about the feature details just real quick, okay? This first feature race is 40 minutes. Okay, the grid will be based on qualifying right now. Fabrizio Donoso, the hot man on the pole right now, the 1:17.9, the rookie with an impressive time there. Now, the grid will be, of course, set by this qualifying. They will need a pit stop to complete this feature race. There's not enough fuel in the tank to get it done for the full 40 minutes. Incident cap is at 15. That's incidents are on iRacing what we call off-track contact with another car, loss of control of the car. If those rack up and equal and or exceed 15, you'll head off to the Twilight Zone with Soup. Now, the fast repair. You don't get one. No chance to repair this car. Only required damage and however long that takes. So if you take heavy damage on this machine, you're going to be in trouble. Now, nose replacements and wing replacements can happen, and those generally don't take too long, Soup, but any extra time in the pits, as we've seen before, can be very, very costly.
And I can pick up incidents easy, there's no doubt about that, but I guarantee you that I am safely under the incident cap here up in the press box. I don't expect to pick any up, but pit stop's always important. We have our pit reporter here with us today, Joseph Ringrose. Let's talk a little bit about what Brands Hatch has in store.
Yeah, we'll start off with the pit entry. It's pretty easy. It's quite a long entry, but there's a little patch of green AstroTurf, I believe, and if you go over that, sometimes you could get a penalty. I'm not 100% sure if always you do, but it could be a risk not worth taking. Regards to pit exit, it takes you straight onto the racing line into one in Paddock Hill Bend, so you don't want to go into another driver there.
Boy, and it is tempting when you come out of pit lane. You want to get out to the left to get a good entry into that sweeping right-hander, but yeah, you want to stay out of the racing line for sure. That's a tough enough corner as it is without pit exit traffic getting in the way. Sean, we talked about pit stops. Let's talk about what can make your pit stops a little longer. How are the curbs here at Brands Hatch? Is some of the guys need to worry about? Can they hurt the undercarriage?
You know what? Druids is certainly an area where if you clip the inside apex of that turn, the curbs can get a little scary there, get the car off balance up on a couple of wheels, and and maybe even up on its side if you clip it real well at speed. You'll have to watch it there. Sterling's Bend, turn 8 Soup can always be very, very tricky. That curb down on the bottom of the inside, that left-hander, if you hit it just right, it's fine. If you hit it wrong, though, it can throw you all the way out on the other side to the right side of the track into the barrier. So you've got to be very, very careful down through there. That's really your biggest problem with the curbing here. You're really going to be more concerned with not with hanging onto the car through the high-speed turns of Hawthorne, Bend, Turn 5, Westfield, and Dingledale.
Well, we've got all the business out of the way. Let's go ahead and see what's going out on the track right now. As we look at Rudolf Nagel, he's currently trying to get in his qualifying time, sitting in 27th position. I can tell you this much. Right up at the front in the second fastest time, Rene Oosterkamp. Right behind him, Mark Usher. Those are the two guys fighting it out for the championship. But they are behind, and he has an R in front of his name, and it's a little bit it's a little bit misleading, that R. And I'm talking about the R in front of Fabricio Donoso. He has a ton of sim racing experience. He is a renowned sim racer, not so much here on iRacing. I believe this is a new platform for him that sometimes he is very good at. He already has a win earlier this season, and he's fast again here today. Looking at Ty McLeod. Sean, seems like we've been here before waiting for Ty McLeod to get in. He is a...
What are you waiting on, Ty? There he goes. He's out now. He just got his first lap in. It was only good enough for 14th, though, Sue.
Ty, a man after my own heart here. Don't do today what you can put off for tomorrow. That's always my rule of thumb.
Lubomir Morris just coming across the line. Actually, that was his 4th lap, so that didn't count.
Jean-Francois Godot. Charlie Summers also has a nice run. He's up there in 5th position.
And it's McLeod that's out there on track right now, and he's got a chance. He's going to get a second lap in here. Let's see how fast he can take it.
We think that he probably had an off, so this one may not count. McLeod prides himself on finishing mid-pack in the feature race and then doing really, really well in the sprint. He loves this format.
Well, it does look like he's the only car going around right now that has more laps left to qualify, so we'll keep an eye on him.
Let's talk about the strength of this series. Here we are, 12 races in. A lot of times here on GSRC, we see the attendance drop. Not today. A nice field of 31 drivers, 29 able to put in qualifying time. I think with the qualifying done, so we don't have to hustle all the way through the grid, we can take our time. Let's assume that Ty is going to qualify where he is. Let's run down your starting order right now. We'll take time. We'll do 2 at a time. It is that rookie who's fast, Fabricio Donoso, inside of Rene Oosterkamp. Sean?
All right, and then it's going to be on row 2, Mark Usher and Jean-Francois Godin.
Charlie Summers, who suffered from internet connection problems all season, sits in 5th. Let's hope he gets to the end. Christian Tkach flanks him.
Row 4, Patrick Ketzler and Josh Thompson.
Harrison Finch a little farther down than we would expect in 9th position. He's inside of Christoph Holstein in 10th.
Row 6, Enric Andre and Tom Van Hoyman.
In the Baker's Dozen spot, it is Lubomir Morris, and sure enough, Ty McLeod looks like he's going to slot into 14th.
Okay, row 6, Stephen Herman, Daniel Morris.
Welcome back to the series. Former champion Phil Reed. He sits there in 17th. What a surprise to see him here. He is inside of Evan Emery.
Row 10, yes, the magical row 10, Scott Newton, Knut Mortensen.
In blackjack is Connor Ryan. In the double duck spot, Hugo Quinier.
Row 12, Sarah Dove and Robert Bondon.
They're all coming back to visit. How about Robert Schubert Plumley? Have not seen Plumley here for a long time. He sits in the quarter-century mark. Alexander Valdo in 26th.
Row 14, Erka Lindstrom and Rudolf Nagel.
Jordan Pierce in 29th. 30th, Manuel Hoyer. Hoyer did not put in a qualifying time. Not sure if that was because he was had off tracks or if he had a penalty to pay. Also in 31st position, Alec Hudson. Well, we've had 11. We are on the last one, and there is a championship to be decided. Rene Oosterkamp, Mark Usher. If both drivers finish relatively well, it won't be decided until the sprint race. Go ahead, Sean.
I was just going to say, since we have a little bit of time, I got a peek at the tracks in store for next season today.
Wow.
We don't have a schedule yet, but I got a peek at the track. There's a couple surprises on there.
Indy Oval, did that make it? Probably not. Huh?
No.
All right.
But a very long track in Germany did, I will tell you that.
Oh my goodness. I'll start practicing those corner names right now.
I believe Joe will be having a seminar the week prior to that for us all to attend.
Oh, that high school German that he took company. He never thought it would come in handy like it does here for GSRC. Well, right now our attention is going to focus on Fabrizio Donoso. The lights are up. The engines begin to harmonize. Gather up the chickens. Take cover behind the gas because the horses are out of the barn for the final time in Season 8. It's Donoso leading the stampede down into the first corner. Look at this. Usher gets the best of Osterkamp as they head down into Druitt. That blue car of Godin in fourth being challenged by the red machine of Charlie Summers.
Where Rudolph Nagel, Robert Plumley back here tried to make it through wide. Plumley trying to get reacclimated everything. He's grabbed the wing there of Alexander Waldo. Waldo finding a little bit of trouble in front of him there with Sarah Dove and Robert Bondon just trying to get things sorted out.
Little bit of bumping and banging, but I think everybody is still racing. Nice job as they start to get single file now as they head down the back straight. It is still Donoso, Usher, and Osterkamp. 1, 2, 3. Godin, Summers dropping a little bit farther back.
And these turns here, Soup, through this section of the course, high-speed turns. Really tough to go side by side through them. The field already gone line astern here, halfway through lap 1.
Right away, it looks like the top 3 drivers may be in a different class as they're doing their best to pull away from the French-Canadian in 5th. Patrick Kessler back in 6th position as we round out the back half of your top 10 as they complete the first lap. Josh Thompson, Enric Andre, Harrison Finch, and in 10th position, Christoph Holstein. Oh, and look at this. Godin loses one spot and now another.
Oh, big pile up at the back of the field here, Soup. Coming out of turn 1, Paddock Hill bend.
It was Nagel first, but I don't think he actually started it. I believe it was the car, if I can focus on it here. It was Alexander Valda who actually got turned early. Valdo had an off track. That's where it all started. Valdo had an off track. The car got loose. He came up, got into Robert Plumley, and then all heck broke out.
Yeah, Waldo just started losing the front end of the car. It really bit on him, and then when he tried to correct it, it did not work out. Took out a lot of cars there. Rudolf Nagel, of course, was affected by that. So was Erika Lindstrom.
Other drivers involved, you mentioned it, I think about 4 or 5 drivers. So, the back of the field has some issues. Too bad for Robert Plumley. It was great to see him back as I hope you had your meals, boys and girls. Or maybe it'd be better if you hadn't eaten after that replay. Donoso out in front, Usher, Osterkamp. Summers in 4th. Remember we talked about Godin? Well, he lost the spot. He continued. Where is Jean-Francois Godin? He's gone. My gosh. When last we saw he was going the wrong direction, he's really going the wrong direction. Dropping like a pigeon.
Boy, Soup coming up through the field quick here. Scott Newton's already got himself up to 16th. Up 3 spots, fighting for a championship here in the Tier 2 division.
Right now, he sits behind other Tier 2 drivers Stefan Herman and Manuel Hoyer. Newton 3rd in line, but ahead of everyone he's trying to take. Right behind him, though, Daniel Morris. Those 2 guys sit at the top of that Tier 2 chart. Newton in 16th.
Boy, fighting just in front of them is Phil Reed and Ty McLeod having a really, really good battle here. Those 2 look like they're still trying to get things sorted out. And boy, just who was that off the track there? Was that Phil? Phil gets off the track.
Phil Reed, a veteran of this series, but not of this season, as he sat out the whole time. Good to see him coming back, making an appearance at the very end. Former champion. All this going on behind Donoso, Usher, and Osterkamp. Look at the Orange Viking, Knut Martinsen in 20th, racing for Force Fissy. Robin Banks Fundon behind him in 22nd. That battle continues.
Oh, man, Newton was trying to make a pass and just lost 2 spots. He was trying to get around Tom Van Hoyman and got his car off the track, battling behind him. Phil Reed trying to make up ground on what was his mistake earlier. A lot of battling going here in the middle of the field, Soup.
Look at that. Reed in 17th. Newton now in 16th position. And if I can find the man he's racing with, he is tied up with Daniel Morris. Morris back in 19th. So those two guys have their eyes on each other. Morris is separated between them a little cushion. Evan Imre, Phil Reed, between him and Scott Newton. Look at here, this battle. It's Usher and Osterkamp. Osterkamp doing this he's got a good run now. Not going to be able to get as they go down into Druids. Let's stay on this a bit. We'll stay all the way through here, through the Graham Hill Bend. Then they'll go through Surtees. Then there's a run down into the Hawthorne Bend, this long back straight. You can get a good run out of this left-hander. Let's watch the yellow car of Osterkamp. See if you can get in the toe and make an attack. He's got to run. Let's see what type of defensive line, if any, Usher takes. He lifts. He's not going to force the issue yet.
Now, we don't need to go back to this, but Enric Andre had trouble out of clearways there. Soup and spun the car by himself. He finds himself at the back of the field right now. Long way to go for Enric Andre in this race.
Drivers who are out: Robert Plumley, Alexander Valdo, Rudolph Nagel. Everybody else still racing, 28 of them, all still on the lead lap.
And most of those 28 are still battling for a position here right now, Soup.
We didn't.
Oh, Francois Godin with a mistake. Coming out of Dingledell.
Yeah, this has gone from bad to worse for him. He didn't hit anything, and boy, everybody gets around him. That was a close one.
Not everybody, Soup. Daniel Morris got into that. Several cars. Sarah Dub.
Stay on this
Manuel
director.
Hoyer.
Yeah. Go right to Daniel Morris now, if you can find him. He'll be coming. You can find him here. He has trouble on this neck. There goes Morris. Ouch. Oh, boy, Sean, we talked about that Tier 2 championship.
Yeah. Are on board with Daniel Morris here.
That was taking evasive action. Watch this as he has to get out of the way. Boy, everything.
He's gonna get out of Westfield, and then all of a sudden, surprise, right up in front of him here.
Whoa! And once it's off on the grass, it's only going to go one direction.
And then that tips the cars going by there, as you saw.
Reed and Dove join drivers who are out now. Let's go ahead and look at Patrick Kessler, currently in 6th position, chasing Josh Thompson. Josh is due to have a good result this round. He has bad luck, finds him, and he's racing now inside the top 5. Kessler behind him. Harrison Finch, another fast driver back behind that. A good battle, 3-car battle for 5th.
Well, it's my understanding that the Radical Online guys are looking for solid finishes today, Soup. This they may not be running next season, so that's the rumor going around.
Well, we wish them best of luck, whatever they choose to have as in their racing endeavor. They will be missed. They were competitive.
There we go. Thompson getting overtaken by Kessler. Kessler's got him up right alongside of him here. And again, through these high-speed turns, man, you're just not going to pull that off side by side.
We talk about the popcorn position. What that means is you're just enjoying the show back there, and that's Harrison Finch in 7th. Oh, my goodness, as Kessler gets really squirrely up in front. Let's stay on this one a little bit more. I think Kessler is a hungry. Right on board with Finch. Boy, you can see Kessler has that car. Either he's Either he's just toying with Thompson, or
we got to go up front. We got to go up front. Usher trying to get into tussle here with Osterkamp. They almost touch wheels. Oh, wow. Both do everything they can to hold the cars on the circuit there.
Now they race for second. Donoso clearly running away with this, but this is the battle here for the championship. 14 points separate these two guys. Usher needs to pick up a little bit more, have a little bit more cushion between him and Osterkamp. And with all that going on, it's Summers time, as he now is back there in fourth.
He's trying to get into the party there.
Summers was a big factor. We talked about it in the pre-race show. He was the driver that Usher got tangled up with late in the race that cost Mark several championship points. But that's racing. That battle continues. It's hard. We can report that Alec Hudson has had a spin. I don't know if we need to go there. He just had a little self-spin. Looks like it was in Surtees. Didn't collect anybody. He was racing in 22nd. We'll stay on this one.
You know, it's so easy to lose time here, Soup, after turning several laps in practice yesterday. Oh, Scott Newton around. Oh, no.
Now that is big news.
Yeah, and that was out of Sterling's Bend, the left-hander. That very tricky left-hander. Newton spins the car. He's knocked the front end off, but he's having to come in.
This is after the guy he's racing with, Morris. Remember, Morris had trouble, so both of those guys in the Tier 2 hunt both have issues early on. Ouch.
Ouch is right, man.
And now, Sean, the whole attitude changes for them. It's not about getting a good performance. It's trying to be in the top 20. I'm not sure if either one of those drivers are going to be able to do it. Newton is just coming out of the pits right now.
Morris is just going in, Sue.
Daniel Morris is in the pits, yeah. Interesting.
Wow, those two are just, they find themselves now outside of that top 20. Ooh, this is going to be tough to salvage a good result.
We're back looking at the real interesting battle, and there we're looking at, I'm going to assume that's Daniel Morris, the familiar colors, the black and red, Red Devil colors coming out of the pits. Car looks a little shorter than it was before. Maybe they put it on there on my screen. All this going on behind what I like to call Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Ooh, sorry, Soup. Rene Osterkamp almost just got Usher turned around. Out of Druids there. Boy, he's really pushing him right now. Osterkamp really wants that second place position.
Boy, he took that car and dived right in behind him. Did not make contact. He left room as they head down in there. You're looking at Osterkamp in the yellow car, Usher in the familiar blue car. Now they head down into the Hawthorne Bend. Henrik Andre comes into the pits. Joseph, that maybe is in the window.
Well, yeah, we could be seeing some... Oh, well, I've just been told that, yeah, he's missing a nose on that car. He's been in the pits for 23 seconds, so I'm guessing a nose change, or that may be the end of Henrik Andre's feature race.
Henrik's not had a good day here, Soup. It started early with trouble for him. A self-spin. Now he's gotten into more trouble, and that does look like that's going to be a lengthy stop.
Yeah, I found that the spin was a while back. He had it. He nosed it in there.
Well, that's opportunity for guys who've had a little bit of trouble or looking for a top 20, like we were just talking about a few minutes ago here, Soup.
Boy, we like to go through the field, but honestly, it's hard to take our eyes off of this battle because it's so significant, not just for pure racing, but for the meaning of the championship.
Tkach is in. Christian Tkach is in. This may be the first of what we might consider some scheduled stops here. That was a quick stop, Soup. He's good to go. Comes right out in front of Francois Godin.
Yeah, that's why I was thinking Andre was out there racing that damaged car around as long as he could. Waited for the window to get open. Yes, he was going to be in there a while, but now at least he won't have to come in again. to catch is the leaders of all the cars who have pitted. Jean-Francois Godin, the poor guy, he started well up in front, had a spin. He really off the pace anyway. I got one eye watching one monitor and the other eye keeping looking at Usher and Osterkamp. Honestly, Osterkamp does not need to make this pass. All he needs to do is stay close enough. I think he's almost just trying to bother Mark a little bit.
I'll tell you who else is trying to bother somebody. Kessler trying to bother Josh Thompson.
Yeah. Thompson in fifth. Now, Kessler's been trying to get around Thompson for the longest time. Oh, right behind him. That's Finch. He gets off in the AstroTurf. He saves him. Brings it back out. I don't think any. Here comes Holstein. I know Holstein's going to get by him. Finch gets it going straight.
And he just avoided that tire barrier. Almost backs right up into it here. We'll go on board with him.
I think there was too much butter on the popcorn is what happened there. Remember, he was watching that show. And the car just slipped out on him.
And I'll tell you what, Soup, you get too much of the turf out there and there's no grip. And that's what he felt. Just avoids backing her into the barrier there. Good job. Only loses the one spot too. I mean, he's solidly in 8th right now. Lubomir Morris almost a full 4 seconds behind.
Let's go for some important details to Joseph Ringrose. Joseph, you're from England. Do they have popcorn in England?
Indeed they do.
Okay, that's all I wanted to know. It's called popcorn, right? It's not called like Poppy McQueen or something, right? It's actually popcorn.
No, it's definitely called popcorn soup.
Okay, that's good.
Soup, Mark Usher had a problem and gave up a spot because of it.
Sure did.
Osterkamp was able to get by. He just was out of clearways. Car got really loose on him.
Yeah, this lap maybe 30 seconds back or so. We'll see if we can get a replay of it. Out of that final corner there, you see him out in front. And with Sean, we talked about what Osterkamp was doing. Just bugging him. And there's the mistake.
He pressured him into one, and Usher's got to be careful here now because here comes Charlie Summers. Josh Thompson right behind the action.
Yeah, as they work their way through Dingledale now into the Sterling Bend. So Usher back to 3rd. He should have the pace to get away from Summers, I think. The question is, can he make up the 2.3 seconds that he lost to Osterkamp? Remember, there's a pit stop that's coming.
Soup, seen a few drivers out here today that just don't look quite themselves. Is that an observation you share with me?
Yeah, I'm thinking that this be the end of the season. So much of this depends on the practice time they put in. I just got to think that's the end of the season. We're looking now at Usher. We talked about Mark Usher being able to run down Rene Osterkamp. Well, to do that, you got to be quick. How about turning in the fastest lap? And that's what Mark did.
Yeah, he did a 1:18.1. That's solid. That definitely gets it done. Not an insurmountable gap, Soup. It's 5 seconds up to Fabrizio Donoso.
Let's jump just ahead. These are actually the cars on track as we look at Rene Osterkamp right now. He goes around Hugo Cugnet. Cugnet is in 23rd
sorry,
position.
Mark Usher makes a huge mistake. Oh, and he almost comes back on track right in front of Josh Thompson. Ooh, Usher makes a huge mistake, drops all the way to 5th. Got her out off into the grass. We've got a replay of it here. Our director on top of it today.
Oh my, and what a save though. Look at this. He corrects, the car is pointed, he's on the grass pointing towards the wall. Watch this. Get out of the way, foliage, and he keeps it going straight. I got a hunch though. All that trip through the British alfalfa, when he comes in, we'll have Joseph Rinkro keep an eye on Mark Usher. I got a hunch we're not going to see a real fast pit stop from him. I think there might be some undercarriage damage to that fragile French racing machine. And right now, he's up ahead of Patrick Kessler as he's in 5th.
And Kessler's looking pretty impatient right now, too, looking to maybe pressure him into another mistake here. Soup, only 20 minutes left in this race. Charlie Summers with trouble also. He's slow. He's fading back quickly here. Didn't see what happened to Charlie. I don't think he got into it with anybody.
Oh, no, he had an off just a little bit. Looks like that was the left-hander. What? Oh, that might have been in Surtees. He had an off in Surtees, I believe. And then that, when you have an off there, you have to pay for it down the entire backstretch. So, yes, Summers now loses spots to Kessler. And Usher picks one up. Now he moves back into fourth. Boy, mistakes aplenty.
Yes. Usher going to bring it in down the pit lane.
And look at this, Summers and Kessler side by side. Oh no! They get together. That's the red car of Summers out in the beach.
Yeah, again, it's another high-speed turn there. You're trying to both get through. You're trying to thread the needle there, and it just doesn't work.
Yeah, that's gonna be a real discrepancy of I gave you room, well, I needed a little more room. Summers in the outside side comes down on him. From this angle, they pay us to give an opinion. From this angle, it looks like Summers kind of chopped him, but a lot of times when you look at things a second time from a different angle, it always appears different.
Maybe conversation about one's relatives may have come up there.
Well, here's the good news. Kessler and Summers still out there racing, though.
Yep.
They're still doing it, so that's the good news. Oh, we have a bit of a frozen in. Trust me, that is Renee Osterkamp. The car is still actually racing. We've frozen up here. We may have to do this old school and go radio-wise while we can refresh everything here. We can tell you this, all of this going on behind the man. I hope he's not listening to the broadcast because he doesn't want any of this nonsense. That's Fabrizio Donoso. Right now, he is in first place, working his way between 3 and 4. He just got around. Oh, he's just coming up on the lap car of Scott Newton, who's in 21st position. Donoso is, Sean, he's just pasting these guys. 4.2 seconds back to the next car.
Soup, he is, and now he finds himself racing against Newton here. Newton finally lets him by as they got down in a Hawthorne bend, now getting through Westfield, and Donoso able to get away from Newton. This left-hander coming up here at Sterling's Bend.
Now, you're fans of Scott Newton. He is in 21st position. He's made his pit stop. He is still close enough to get the benefit. He just went one lap down. So he will get the benefit of the regrid if he can pick up one more spot. Right now, he's in 21st. Remember, he's in that Tier 2 battle. Behind Newton, behind Donoso is Osterkamp. He's in the middle. He's got no pressure now. Now that Usher has had trouble and Summers has trouble, Osterkamp comfortably in second. 4 seconds behind Donoso. Go ahead, Sean.
That's all right. Kessler decides to come in with a hard charge, and Summers behind him. Summers almost runs right up under the wing there of Kessler as he decides to go down the pit lane. Summers stays on track, holds on to fourth.
Now, with all the trouble they've had, I'm going to look for Christian to catch. He's the leader of all the cars who've pitted. Right now, he's working his way through Clark Curve. That's the final corner before he heads back out onto the main straight. We'll see if Summers, I would imagine these guys might get out first. Let's see how they do.
Okay, now actually quick update on the car actually in the lead of all those at a pit. It's actually Mark Usher, and Usher comes out right behind Patrick Kessler as he was coming out of the pits.
Yep, Kessler made his stop. Usher came into the very same time that Kessler, or a lap earlier. Kessler now out in front of Usher, remember? Usher had all that on-track trouble.
Ooh, Usher goes all the way out into the turf.
And how about our director, Joe Peak? Get that pictures back for you just like that. Nice job, director.
Okay, we're on the Usher-Kessler battle now. And this battle could go all the way to the end if neither one of them makes a mistake.
They raced for 12th, but they've made their stops. The 11 cars ahead of them all still need to stop. Martinson, Herman, Bunda, Ryan, McLeod, Finch, Holstein, Summers, Thompson, Osterkamp, and Donoso.
Here comes Finchy down the lane.
Finch's. And Joseph Finch finds his box. Give me a yellow when he gets out of there.
Finch is out. Nice clean pit stop for Harrison Finch. Even after having that spin earlier on in the race, doesn't seem to be any damage to that car. So he's out and away.
But is he out in front of... Yeah, he's well out in front. Kessler is long back.
Yeah.
Kessler and Usher go around Scott Newton right now. Newton has fallen back to 23rd position.
Newton just had to take a second stop because of the trouble he had early suit. And he spun again.
And he spins it.
The soup.
Ron Serling, get ready. Here he comes. Yep.
It's company at the Twilight Inn there.
All right, so that's bad news. It's his hopes of getting the regrid. He's in that Tier 2 championship battle. Not going to happen.
I think Charlie Summers has found his internet hole, unfortunately, Soup. I see him dropping down through the order here. I've got no contact with him.
I can't find him either. I'm timing and scoring. He's dropping, and he's not coming back. It bit him again. Well, he's fast, but his equipment is faulty. Lord knows that's been the story of many a race driver.
Well, Soup, the man to keep an eye on right now is Harrison Finch. Looking at the bogey times, though, I got to be honest with you, it's going to be a tough ask for Finch to find his way much further up the order here at the top. At least for Donoso and Osterkamp seem to be far enough away that as long as they have clean stops, they should be all right. Now, the rest of the field, that's in question. Finch could be fighting for a podium here.
Finch currently racing in 8th. He has 2-car cushion between him and the next car he's actually battling. Stefan Herman in 9th still needs to come in, as does the Orange Viking, Knut Martinsen. Joseph, what do you know?
Well, from what I can see in the chat, it seems to be that it wasn't Summers' internet issues, but he had an incident with Patrick Kessler. He says that he didn't leave him room. I'll try and find where that was, and I'll get back to you.
You know, I believe that was earlier on in the race where those two guys got together and both of them went off. I think that's probably what it's referring to. Yeah. Here comes Ty McLeod. Always slow to make a pit. Always slow to get in his qualifying time. One of the last drivers to make a pit stop as well. He's in and out. Looking to slot in well within the top 20 to get that good regrid that he loves to have. Let's go. This is an interesting battle. Let's go to 8th position. It's kind of a faux battle. This is the Orange Viking, Knut Martinsen in 8th, and Patrick Kessler in 9th. Kessler has made his stop. Martinsen has not. Sean, Kessler came out with Usher right behind him. Look what's happening. Yeah. Kessler's really got good pace.
He's getting his boogie on, man. He's definitely getting it done. Now he's got to worry about getting this pass done, though. Here on Knut Martinsen. Martinsen's actually going to move out of the way.
Wow. Playing a little tough there.
Yes, our director just said, maybe not.
It's the last race of the season. Now, I got to double check to make sure Martinsen hasn't. But no, he has not. Well, he actually I keep thinking he's seeing the blue flag, but he doesn't see a blue flag. This is a battle for position. Joseph Ringrose, what do you know?
Well, our leader, Fabrizio Donoso, has come in along with Josh Thompson. Both made clean stops. 4.6 for Thompson, 4.3 for Donoso. Donoso out in P2, Josh Thompson out in P4.
Let's go to P7 real quick. Martinsen came in for the pit stop. It checked up Kessler, and they touched. That's Usher off in the beach.
Oof. Wow.
That started, they were right behind Martinsen, coming out of the final corner. Martinsen came in. Kessler had to check up, and watch this. It all starts here. Now, Martinsen peels off, but Kessler's lost all of his momentum, and that gives the opportunity to that blue car. And Sean, they raced too close.
Yeah. I mean, there's several lines you could take down the hill there in Paddock Hill Bend, but I don't know.
That is a really good point there. Knowing the turn-in spot for that corner,
Yeah.
that can vary from driver to driver, and maybe Kessler's turn-in point was a little bit farther than Usher's was. And when Usher went to turn in, Kessler was still there.
Okay. Osterkamp in and out of the pits. Donoso, though, getting by. It's going to hang on to his lead.
But not by much. That gap, which was once 4 seconds, is now car lengths. Let's see the...
Looking at Donoso's stop time, he didn't have any damage. In fact, he
Faster.
was actually... Yeah, he...
Really fast, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
Not so fast, though, Sean, cone to cone, but his time in the box, 3.7 seconds. My goodness, compared to everybody else. That's really, really fast. Let's hope he has enough fuel.
All right, well, so Osterkamp's got an opportunity here. Can he go get him? Can he get this done? Donoso's been the class of the field today here at Brands Hatch Soup. And I got to be honest with you, I don't know if he's catchable, but Rene Osterkamp has been awful strong. If he can get close to him and put the pressure on him, Osterkamp's definitely been good at putting pressure on people today. If he can put the pressure on him, then maybe he's got a shot at this thing, but time is slipping away with 9.5 minutes to go.
And Finch has had a spin, and that brings Kessler right back on him now. This is battle for fifth. Just to follow up, as we look at this battle on the Osterkamp philosophy, with Usher falling down to 7th and Osterkamp having those 22 pocket points, he's playing with what I like to call house money. He really has nothing to lose now. Even if bad news were to hit him, he'd still be in pretty good shape. He's walking the tightrope with the net below him.
Darn pit stops took all of our good battles away, Sue.
It sure did. They're all in and out. We are still waiting. Looks like everyone has made their stop. Why don't we take this opportunity here before it gets... Let's run them down. We'll do 5 at a time. Stay with me, Director. We'll be going fast. Our leader, Fabrizio Donoso. With that name, you think he's from Italy, but it shows that he is actually French. At least on what the club he races for. He's only 1.2 seconds ahead of Rene Osterkamp. Now, Osterkamp has a big 10-second gap over to Josh Thompson. Hey, Josh Thompson finally having that race we thought he would have as he races in the final podiums. The director says I just cursed him. Now he's bringing it home. Long way back to 4th, and that is Christoph Holstein. My gosh, what a great run from him. Started 10th, up 6 positions, quietly getting that done. That's why we go through the field. Then we go back to 5th. Harrison Finch, he's been up and down all race long. Sean?
All right, Sue. Now we find ourselves at 6th, and it's Patrick Kessler, who's had a good run. I mean, you can't complain about where he's at right now. Then we'll go back to 7th. It's Mark Usher. Now, Usher is, boy, it's been a frustrating run for Mark. Find him here now in 7th. Just been mistakes that have caught him out here today. And sitting there alone. And then we go to Ty McLeod. Been a good positive day for McLeod. He's got 6 spots here, up to 8th. UK and I driver, solid here. Christian to catch. It's been a quiet race for him, Soup. I mean, early on, it looked like there was potential there, and Christian took his pit stop really early, and but he stalled out. Sits here in 9th, and then we go to 10. Connor Ryan, the rookie, the first rookie in the top 10. Up 11 spots, Soup. Been charging hard.
I heard our director heard a bang. I heard a bang as well, but I'm not seeing it. So we will continue with our rundown.
Alec Hudson, maybe out of Sterling's Bend.
Might have been Alec Hudson. He was well down the order. Let's go to Robin Banks-Bondon, and I'll tell you what he is stealing. Right now, he's our hard charger. He has stolen 13 positions on the track, 24th to 11th. Good job from him. But not too far behind him is Stefan Herman. He is our top tier 2 driver right now, racing in 12th. Uh-oh, Mark Usher.
Boy, I wonder if we missed something with him.
I'm going to look to see if I can find what happened, if it was just a disconnect.
Boy, he was racking up a lot of incidents, Soup. I wonder.
I'm looking at him right now. He had an off track. The car went wide, and then he blinked away.
Oh, boy.
That will
Wow.
be hard to come back from now. That's his bad news is good news for Rene Oosterkamp. Continuing our run through the field, how about we look at this battle for 13th position? That's the blue car of Jean-Francois Godin. He just gets around Lubomir Morris. Both those drivers Tier 1 racers. That's 13th and
Boy.
14th.
And would you say it's been a frustrating race for Jean-Francois today?
Boy, I'll say he had started
There you go.
outside of row 2.
Yeah.
All right, back to 15th position, Evan Imre. And now, Sean, you get the fun part, trying to figure out these last 5, who's going to get the regrid. It looks like it starts with Tom Van Hoyman, last car on the lead lap. 16th.
Well, you know what? Actually, Daniel Morris, I think Morris is still on the lead lap also, Sue. Down there in 17th.
They can be one lap down, so as we see, as Usher drops through the field, all these guys are picking up spots.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be, is it finally time for Urka Lindstrom? This guy, we should call him Blackjack because he finishes 21st almost every race. Right now he's in 20th, and he looks safe. I think Urka Lindstrom could get the poles. All this going high behind Fabrizio Donoso.
Oh, Donoso with a mistake.
And he doesn't have much.
Oh, he made a big mistake heading into Sterling's Bend. And
here
here's
comes
Kessler.
Oosterkamp.
I'm sorry, Oosterkamp, the other Swiss cheese car.
Yeah, they look just the same, though. That's right. Oosterkamp can have some fun now. He knows that Usher's gone. He can race with a little more reckless abandon. That's the question. Does he know he's gone? I imagine Oosterkamp is pretty sharp. He's probably figured out that Usher's not there anymore. Look at him working around. Oh, a blink there for Donoso.
Yeah.
Let's stay on this one. Oh, Oosterkamp is in great position with a great run here out of Surtees, Sean. Let's see if he can get a run, maybe make a dive into Hawthorne Bend. It's back a little bit. Nah. What's the preferred? Was it into 1? Is that where you're going to make it, Sean? Is that, or maybe into Druids, I guess, too, is a possibility, huh?
Druids is a really good opportunity. 1, not so much, but yeah. He's going to have to be careful here where he picks his spot.
Well, this certainly is not the place. I hate these corners. These are nightmares for me. God, I've been on this countless times. I can't get them right.
It's a balancing act, Sue. It really is. You really feel like you're running on a tight wire through there. Okay, now here's his opportunity. Gets a good run here out of it and get in the toe. And he doesn't. Not too far back to make the attack.
The question is boy, another blink from Donoso for me. The question is Oosterkamp there because he had the pace, or did Donoso make a mistake that brought him in there? Boy, he's right there, though. Great battle for the lead. Here we are, round number 12. This is not the season ender, though. We have the 25-minute sprint race that's going to follow. The good news for Rene Oosterkamp in his championship hunt is that there are no points for Mark Usher today. He's got to be feeling good about that.
Soup, the fans have come out in huge numbers today. Man, the chat is active with AOR fans and teammates cheering everybody on. Donoso apparently pulling on the heartstrings of some of our fans right now.
Again, I can't get a handle on the... Oh, my goodness.
He did it again.
Yeah. I can't get a handle on Donoso. Sometimes he is impressive like he is here, and sometimes he is just the middle of the packer. It all depends whether he drinks the potion and becomes Mr. Hyde, or if he races as the calm, polite Dr. Jekyll. Well, that's how that works. Right now, I think it's Mr. Hyde out there as he comes across the line with 2 to go. He's opened it up to 0.8 of a second.
You think Oosterkamp's got anything left for him here, Sue?
Well, page 17 of the GSRC Commentator's Handbook says always bring drama into the mix, but no, I do not think so, yeah.
Holstein Finch. It's a good one. Boy, can Holstein hold him off here?
continuing. Look at these guys have been going at it quite a while.
Yeah. Holstein's been solid, too. It's the only thing that's kept Finch behind him. No mistakes out of Holstein. You just hang on to it here for about a lap and a half.
Finch, one of those drivers we're hearing rumors, may not be back for next season. That would be too bad because we have enjoyed watching his improvement through the season.
Finch in a good spot here.
Just about 22 seconds to go. I believe the leader, so we look at this, the leader coming across the start-finish line right now. He gets it with 12 seconds remaining. This is the white flag lap for Donoso. Also, this is good news for Erka Lindstrom. I believe he is safely one lap down. I don't believe there's any way that he is not going to get the regrid position as he's racing in 18th position now. We're going to see some new drivers up front when we do the sprint race. Lindstrom, Pierce, Morris. Van Hoyman will be up there. Daniel Morris, though, look for him as we're going to stay on the leader.
Looks like we may only have 19 actually eligible for that suit.
Yeah, the big news there is Daniel Morris salvaging that result.
Yeah.
In the Tier 2 Championship. He's going to get the regrid, get to score some points. They when the leaders work their way around Alec Hudson, who gets out of the way.
Holstein just made a huge mistake. Here comes Finch. Right up alongside him. We've got to stay on the lead.
And actually, this is a good run because here comes Osterkamp. Might be too little too late as they work their way through Clark Corner. The start-finish line is a little farther down there. They can get a run. There's enough time, but I think they're going to run out of time. The final round of the feature race goes to Fabricio Donoso. Rene Osterkamp gets second. Let's go back to Finch.
Holstein just makes a big mistake. Out of Dingeldale and into Sterling's. It looks like Finch is going to take this suit. It started back in Surtees, and Finch is able to pull this off and take that position away from Holstein. He's going to finish fourth.
Finch had a wing and a prayer to do it, but he gets it done. Comes home in fourth. Holstein settles for fifth. Just ahead of him, Josh Thompson gets that final podium spot. Kessler comes across in sixth position. McLeod in seventh. What a good run from him. The rookie, Connor Ryan, in eighth. Stefan Herman, that's the guy we got to watch. I hope he comes back for season 9. He is a coming. Christian DeCatch, Robin Banks-Bondin in 11th.
Oof. That's a good one today, Soup.
That was a good one. The final cars on the lead lap, Knut Martinson, Jean-Francois Godin, Lubomir Morris, Evan Imre. And the man who's scheduled, if he's brave enough to do it, to put on pole position. Oh, it's not going to be Erka Lindstrom because it looks like he got around Jordan Pierce. Jordan Pierce going to finish in 19th position, one lap down. Lindstrom and Pierce filling up the first row. Now, the racing is done here on the feature race, but our broadcast is far from done. This is a double feature. And remember, the best part of any double feature is the break in between. Perfect blend of the post-race high and the pre-race jitters. We're going to take a short break. We'll come back to run down the entire order, talk to some of the drivers, and then get everything ready for the feature sprint race that'll follow. Back to Welcome back to the Global Sim Racing Channel's coverage of Apex Online Racing's Formula Renault 2.0 Championship Season 8 finale. From Brands Hatch, the feature race is in the books. Let's run down the finishing order right now. It was wire to wire for Fabricio Donoso as he comes home 1/10 of a second ahead of Rene Oosterkamp. For Oosterkamp, good news for him in the points battle. We'll talk about that a little bit later. Josh Thompson rounds out your podium. Harrison Finch and Christoph Holstein go 4th and 5th. They battle it out on the last lap, Finch getting the better of it. Patrick Kessler, Ty McLeod, Connor Ryan, Stefan Herman, and Christian DeKetch are 6th through 10th. Sean?
Soup, 11th. It's going to be Robin Bondon who picks up 13 spots to finish there.
Wow.
Knut Martinson, the Orange Viking, with a solid round up 8 spots to finish 12th. Francois Godin, boy, we talked about his frustration at A13. Lubomir Morris, 14th, 15th. Go to Evan, really tough Imre there in 15th, 16th. Tom Van Hoyman, Daniel Morris in 17th. Urka Lindstrom, 18th, 19th. Jordan Pierce. And Jordan Pierce is going to be our pole sitter, Soup. Jordan Pierce, the rookie. Hugo Cunye going to finish 20th. Mark Usher, 21st. 22nd, Alec Hudson. Charlie Summers, 23rd. Scott Newton, 24th. Phil Reed, 25th. 26th. Enric Andre, Sarah, Brian Dove, 27th. 28th, Manuel Hoyer. Alexander Waldo, 29th. 30th, Robert Sugar Plumley there. And Rudolph Nagel, 31st, Soup.
It be pointed out that Stefan Herman in 9th position was our top Tier 2 driver, and he has been coming in that Tier 2 championship. Not sure if he has enough time to get to the top spot, but he has been climbing of late. Good to see him have another great performance here today. Interview time. Let's go ahead and talk to Tom Van Hoyman. We'll see how Tom is. Tom, congratulations showing up here today for the final. How'd your race go?
Yeah, my race was going pretty well. I got 12th into the qualifying, so that was for me that's really good. But I think I've put 6 hours of practice into this track, so I really wanted the last one to be the best one. But I got a good pace. I'm doing 80 mids constantly, so I think for the sprint race I got maybe a chance for the victory. Yep. But for in the future, I got tangled up with Stefan into the first corner, and that made my car absolutely a wreck. Too. So yeah, it was not going great, but yeah, the car was it was okay, but yeah, not really nice, of course. But
we got you on the outside of row 2 when you regrid. What's the trickiest part of the track for you? Where's the scary part? Where's the part that you don't like coming around?
That's a difficult one because I really like the track, and I don't have a particular corner that I don't like. I like. I just got 7 instrument points or so the whole race, so that's not really too bad. So,
look,
you're really feeling confident.
You're on the outside of row 2. You got Daniel Morris next to you. He's an experienced driver. You shouldn't have to worry about him. You got Lindstrom and Pierce ahead of you. One of those guys is a rookie, and Urka's been around for a long time. Good luck. Bring it home. Let's get a win.
Seriously, it's the first time I'm saying it. I'm going for it.
All right. We'll keep an eye on it. Tom Van Hoyman. That's so great. He's coming in. I love this format. It's for a couple reasons. It's exciting, but it also gives us an opportunity to have a legitimate talk with Tom Van Hoyman, who's sitting here, has a legitimate, he wants to win this thing.
Yeah, absolutely. He's got that racer's attitude, that one that you like to see. And boy, we sure wish him the best here in this sprint race coming up here in just a few minutes.
I don't want to burst his bubble, but he's got Jean-Francois Godin just a couple spots behind him as well. That one, he's going to be coming.
Yeah, no pressure.
As we're looking through here, I'm waiting for direction from the director here. Do we need to go on? Oh, we're going to go to break. So what we're going to do right now on the Global Sim Racing channel is take another break, but don't go far. We'll be back to bring you that 25-minute sprint that's coming up soon.
just doesn't quite work out, man. When I say high speed, I mean it's lift. It's really lift in a couple spots, especially Hawthorne Bend. Very, very fast turn. You try and take that 2x2 through there, and it may not work out for you. Boy, a little bit of trouble with grip there on screen, Soup. That was another issue. Grip has been hard to find today. The track not very sticky. It's I think we said before it was only 77 degrees Fahrenheit on track. So grip a bit of an issue. That was tough in Druids for a couple of people. It was tough down in Graham Hill Bend, where it's easy to get out on the grass too far out in it and get back to the power and spin the car around. So a lot of trouble spots here to watch out for, and it's going to be tough for this field as we're going racing here in just about 2 minutes.
And since there will be no pit stops, we've given an opportunity for our pit reporter, Joseph Ringroad, to practice a little cardio, climb the stairs up here to the broadcast booth. And we're going to put him, he's going to be our Fabricio Donoso, Renee Osterkamp watch. He's got his binoculars poised on those two. And Joseph, we're going to see if those guys can give us the elusive double, if they can come from the back and pick up both the feature and the sprint win. It'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, definitely. These guys have got the pace. They showed that in the feature race. Whether they can do it in the sprint race or not, we don't know. There will be incidents in this race. There's the faster guys coming through. Some of the guys who are not as quick as those guys at the top. So it could get a little interesting with the top guys.
Sean, for I think the double to happen, I think they're going to need a little misfortune, or maybe a lot of misfortune to happen in front of them. If there's managed to be a big one, and Lord knows that can happen, and they can avoid it, well then that's 6 or 7 drivers they don't have to go around. We certainly know that Donoso has the pace to get there.
Donoso's definitely got the pace, but Soup, as we saw in the feature just a few minutes ago, it's tough to make up ground on this track. There was some ground made up in the pits, and that'll help, but yeah, man, it's a tough one. Joseph, I know you're not far from the track. Why don't you kind of give us a real life look at what's going on there now?
Yeah, well, I'm around sort of 40 minutes from this circuit. Been there a couple of times before, and it's nice and sunny out on track. Perfect for racing today. But in real life, we're sitting in 3 inches of snow. So no Formula Renaults going around this track today in real life.
Maybe Soup, dare I say there might be an Articat or a Polaris snowmobile out there taking around Brandon Hatch today.
Snowmobile racing. With my cable TV, I get 14 million channels. I actually watched some snowmobile racing the other day. All I have to say about that is it looks cold.
I've been to a couple of those races and confirmed it is cold. #cold.
All right, it looks like the practice is done. There is no qualifying because it's based on the last race performance. We have to wait for iRacing to populate our starting grid, then we'll give it to you right now. If the betting windows are still open, quickly get some money down on Jean-Francois Godin. He was fastest in practice. He's going to get a good regrid position. And we can give you that order right now. Jordan Pierce and Eric Lindstrom in the front row. Daniel Morris, Tom Van Hoyman make up row 2. Evan Imre and Lubomir Morris in the third row. 7 and 8, that goes to Jean-Francois Godin, my pick for the winner. And Knut Martinsen, the Orange Viking, in 8th. 9th and 10th, Robin Banks Bondin. He was the hard charger in the feature. Christian DeCatch in 10th. Sean?
All right, Soup. Now let's take the next 10. Row 6, Stefan Herman, Connor Ryan. Row 7, going to be Ty McLeod and Patrick Kessler. Row 8, Christoph Holstein, Harrison Finch. Row 9, Josh Thompson, Renee Osterkamp. Row 10, Fabrizio Donoso, Hugo Cagnier.
Keep your chin up in the blackjack position is Mark Usher. Bad feature race from him. Alec Hudson in the double duck spot. Charlie Summers, Scott Newton behind him. Former champion Phil Reed returning in 25th position. Enric Andre had trouble in the feature in 26th. Fan favorite Sarah Dove in 27th. She had a quiet feature. Manuel Hoyer, Alexander Baldo, Robert Sugar Plumley, and Rudolph Nagel. Sean, we get our GSRC's commentator bonus. We're going to Arby's. Gather up the chickens. Take cover behind the cows because the horses are out of the barn. And it is the rookie, Jordan Pierce, for the final time this season, leading the Stampede down into the first corner. Right behind him, Urkel Lindstrom, Evan Imre, Tom Van Hoyman.
Super crazy dash to get through Druids 3 wide, back in the middle of the field.
Boy, it was bunched up, but they managed to get through. Oh, we have one
Oh,
spinner.
coaster camp is off.
Oh, we were just about to go to Joseph about that. Joseph, were you able to see what happened to Renee?
No, I didn't quite see that. I just saw he went off track in the back, unfortunately.
Looks like he just had a self-spin. He was on the inside of Christoph Holstein. The car got loose. It went on the grass. So, he finished second in the feature. But the man we're really concerned about, the double, is Mauricio Donoso. And he's still out there racing.
Oh, another car off there. Connor Ryan gets shoved off to the side.
Places to go. McLeod also has an issue.
It was Ty McLeod was the one I was focused on. Sorry about that. Thought it was Connor. It was Ty. Ty drops all the way to the back of the field.
Let's go up front. I think we have a battle for the lead. Pierce being challenged underneath by Urka Lindstrom. Yes! Blackjack himself is out in front. Keep it on the track. He goes wide. This is going to open it back up for Pierce. They fight. A little dipsy-doo down into Druids. The run from the outside is going to go to Urka Lindstrom. He's the leader now as they head into the Graham Hill Bend. Look at the move now up into second position. That's Evan Emre. The car in blue. That's Tom Van Hoyman. He says he wants to win. Boy, he's racing like he wants to win. Woo!
He's in black and pink suit. Oh, I think it's that Luber and Morris with a problem. Oh. Got back to the power too quick and nosed it into the Armco.
Right in front of Christian to catch. Morris was racing in 8th at the time of the spin.
Not anymore, unfortunately. Van Hoyman with a little bit of trouble there, getting out off into the dirt.
Oh, and he also makes some contact. That's the red and black car of Robin Van Don.
That's, now, he has got to wait for everyone to get by him there. Robert Van Don with a bit of a hip check there, Soup. Oh, and another one. No! To catch Josh Thompson.
Let's just stay on this one right here. Now watch this. And then we'll go, you can go right to Josh Thompson because it happens not that far along. There we go, and we can see Van Hoyman getting bumped off onto the grass. Luckily, there was nobody for him to get into. Now, let's watch this one with Thompson. This one was a little more serious than what we just saw there.
You know, they go in the Clark curve side by side, and before they get out of clearways, they're both on their lids.
So, Urka Lindstrom out in front. Let's go to Joseph Ringrose right now. Can we get an update on Mark Usher? How's he doing?
Well, let me just find Mark Usher. He is up into P10, so a good hard charge from Mark Usher all the way up from P21. So he's made up 11 positions off the start.
Making a move on Knut Martinson. He gets around Martinson. Another car challenging Finch is back in the hunt back there. So, Sean, he's up to 9th. He is 5 seconds back of the leader with 20 minutes of racing to go. Maybe the double.
Man, things really getting stacked up back here around 14th place. Scott Newton just picks up a couple of more spots, Soup. Scott's already up to 13th. He's picked up 11. He's bringing Enric Andre along with him. Both of them starting at the back of this field.
Well, that was going on. I can report that Jean-Francois Godin just got around Evan Emery for second. We got to go to the lead because the French-Canadian driver is on the hunt. Urka Lindstrom out in front as he works lap number 4. The light blue and white car, that is the French-Canadian of Jean-Francois Godin. He pulls alongside. He'll have the preferred position. The Surtees are going to get this done easily. We got a new leader. It is Godin with nobody ahead of him now.
Man, this is intense. Connor Ryan now, this is a battle for 7th. Being overtaken 3 wide.
Holstein gets Pierce. Usher just gets around Ryan. As does, that's Stefan Herman that's got passed by Ryan and Usher. Usher now up to 7th. Next on his hit list, Jordan Pierce.
It is a hit list. He is knocking them down one at a time and very quickly. Rapid fire here. Usher's got another one. to the inside. Ooh.
Meanwhile, we talked about the double. It's not going to come from Usher. It's going to come from Fabrizio Donoso. He is laboring back in 18th position. Let's go back there for a minute. Donoso, while he's in 18th, it's a smorgasbord of cars in front of him.
This is not going to end well. This is crazy. Finch and Summers were actually locked together, managed to get through a turn without making contact. How, I have no idea.
We're looking at that. You're looking at Donoso in 18th.
Oh, the action just behind him. Phil Reed, Eric Andre.
Uh-oh. Donoso gets... Oh, he couldn't. He tried to get in. That's Kessler in the yellow car. He tried to find room. Off into the grass. That's Hoyer. He's going to lose a lot of momentum. Oh, it is just so intense back here. Donoso with nowhere to go. And behind him, Sarah Dove.
How much time we got left? 18 minutes?
Sarah Dove got to be happy with herself. She's saying, I'm right behind the feature race winner right now. Donoso trying to make a room. Kessler giving him no room.
And Donoso looks, no damage. I thought he had some damage on the front wing, but he doesn't. Finds himself up along Kessler right now.
From 8th position back, it is nose to tail.
Phil Reed under threat just in front of them from Manuel Hoyer. Hoyer, another driver that's been storming up through the field, trying to take this 15th spot away.
If you're looking up front, Godot has pulled away. The action is where we're watching right now as they all come at you. Pearson 8th, Herman, Summers, Finch, Martinson, Newton, Andre. Now up ahead, Usher finally trying to make a move as he's trying to make up for that poor first round as he is on the back of Holstein. He's not that far behind Emre. Usher still with chance for the win. If he could get around these guys, it wouldn't be that far. Boy, he's got a ways to go to get to Godot, though, who's picking them up and putting them down. You can see as they go, that car that just went by, that's the car in second. That's Robin Bundan. Lindstrom started on the pole. He's back in third. Let's go to 4th position. Uh-oh, here he goes. Right through the middle. Get out of there, as Emery says. I want nothing of this. Holstein on the inside. The darker blue car is Usher on the outside. He keeps it off the beach. He keeps the momentum. He's going to be able to close the door going into Druids. Move Mark Usher into 4th.
And give him 3 points, Soup. That's a beautiful kick right through the uprights there. Man.
That's right.
Wow. Usher up to 4th. 17 spots. He's claimed 17 spots already, Soup.
Joseph Ringrose. Finally, Fabrizio Donoso has managed to get around some of those guys. Now racing in 14th.
Yeah, he's managed to get past some of them, but these guys ahead of him aren't no scrapes. Manuel Hoyer very fast, Eric Andre very fast. We know Scott Newton is a regular up there. Harrison Finch, one of the fastest in the championship. It's going to be difficult for him to get up there, but I'm sure he can.
Let's give credit to Donoso for being very patient and not forcing the issue. He's going to try to get whatever points he can.
Yeah. Soup, this is a big ask, though, to have to get around
Yeah.
Hoyer, Andre, 2 really tough customers, just like Justin was saying. It's going to be tough, man. And every time he's got to fight, I said, Justin against Joseph, I'm sorry, buddy. I don't know why I keep doing it. It's a J thing. We're going to have to give you a nickname. Anyway, Fabrizio, you see, he gets really close but can't pull off the move. Manuel doing a good job of being a little bit defensive. And here we go. This is the problem. Top of the hill. Everybody takes a different line. Donoso not able to figure that out. Yeah, and we keep still having a little bit of a connection issue with him. He had a hope.
I can report while we're looking at this. We can stay on this battle. Usher has got around Lindstrom, has got around Holstein. He is now in 3rd. Keep in mind that Usher started behind Donoso and Osterkamp. That's what got me confused when I went to Joseph Ringrose and we looked at this battle. I was surprised to see Usher so far up. I was thinking Usher was the guy doing the double. But he had that horrible feature race. Looking at Holstein now and Lindstrom. How about Urkel Lindstrom? Finally gets to start up front and making the most of it. Holstein, a veteran, Tier 1 driver. Urkel Lindstrom, a Tier 2 driver, looking to pick up a few points there. Now here comes the move. Let me test my rods and cones. The dark blue car of Holstein gets underneath the black and red car of Urkel Lindstrom.
There we go. Good enough.
Right.
Good enough. We'll take that.
Blame mom and dad for that.
Oh. Boy, and Evan Imre makes a mistake just behind them, allows Charlie Summers to get to the inside through Druids. He's got to pull that off. Gets a little bit of the nose of Imre going by.
Connor Ryan makes the move around Imre now.
Yeah, the rookie's still charging here.
Here comes Stefan Herman. Joseph Ringrose, what do you know?
Well, Fabrizio Donoso had some issues coming around the final corner and got in the gravel. He's lost a couple of positions to Patrick Kessler and Manuel Hoyer. He's just gone off again. Phil Reed is a couple of seconds behind him, got some wing damage on Phil's car. So doesn't look like Phil's going to be able to catch him unless Fabrizio makes another mistake. But Fabrizio's got some work to do to catch back up to those guys.
Thank you, Jason, for that report.
Man,
Does that make you feel a little better, Sean?
Yeah, thanks.
Okay, all right.
Boy, when it goes away from you, it really goes away from you.
Yeah.
What a big disappointment. Trouble for Phil Reed back there. Not sure what happened. I didn't catch it.
And also we can report Paul Pierce just had a spin. We don't need to go there. Jordan Pierce. Paul Pierce, of course, the former Celtic. Jordan Pierce had a spin. He started up front. Speaking of up front, maybe we check in on our leader real quick. It is Jean-Francois Godin. He's up by 6.2 seconds. And, okay, it's happening so quick, I can't keep track of it. Mark Usher just managed to get around Robin Bondin. So now, you've got them all, Mark. The only thing between you and the win is 6.1 seconds and Jean-Francois Godin.
Well, he's gonna get there. I mean, his pace is amazing right now. He's turning. He's almost almost a full second faster than Usher. So, I'm sorry, than Godin. So this is going to be a good fight to the end.
Remember,
can Godin turn up the wick? That's the question.
Godin started the feature race from such a good qualifying position, and then it all this went south. Really, on my timing and scoring, virtually south. It went down. And we'll see what he can do right now. Boys and girls, 5.7 seconds. Get out your clipboards. 11 minutes of racing to go. That interval, 5.7. We'll check back in on it. But I'll be honest with you, the way that Usher has fooled me this race, I don't want to miss that one. I've missed all the passes so far. Here's Connor Ryan in a nice battle for 8th. Finch just got around him.
I don't want to discount what Connor Ryan's been able to do, though, in this race. He is the rookie has been good, Soup. Really, really good. Up 4 spots and hanging on.
That's another one of the drivers we're looking forward to. Hopefully, we'll be back for season 9 of covering. He's an up-and-comer. I find it quite annoying to see the guys improve, but I guess I have to maybe race a little more. Let's blame it on my work here at GSRC.
Evan Imre in trouble here for 11th. Scott Newton, Patrick Kessler scrambling behind him to try and get around.
3 wide. Is he going to duck it in there? Oh, smarter from Kessler says no. And what happened was it scared poor. That's Donoso getting to the back of him.
Did Donoso get in the back of Newton? Donoso gets back in the back of Newton. No.
That was Newton who was scared off the track. And then Donoso got in there, and Fabrizio just was not feeling it today. Scott Newton, his Tier 2 championship might be in jeopardy. And
wow, so
it's close. That's a good way to put that one.
Yeah, that's frustrating. It's certainly. The commentators aren't frustrated, but the driver is. Jeez. It's just got to be gutted right now feeling that.
That's the nature of the beach of the sprint race.
Or the beach.
Donoso back there with all that pace, but nowhere to go. Newton just trying to get to the end. Meanwhile, boys and girls, get out your clipboards. 9 minutes of racing to go. 4.8 seconds the gap. Sean, Usher a little faster last time around?
Cue the Jaws music now. Just cue it. Get it ready.
9/10 faster that lap for Mark Usher. Bada sits in third. Holstein has a chance to catch him. Let's go to fifth. Boy, he has warmed the cockles of my heart and adjacent giblets. That is Urkel Lindstrom right now. Charlie Summers all over him.
Oh, Charlie Summers slides off there. Losing a little bit of ground. Soup, a quick report on what is happening here on track. Manuel Hoyer finally able to get around Evan Imre. Imre continues to drop here through the field. Not a bad run, but not able to keep up here at this point.
With 8.5 minutes of racing to go, I'd like to take this opportunity to give some love to somebody who we haven't talked anything about. Who could that be? How about 18th position? Rudolf Nagel just made a pass on Sarah Dove. We love you guys. Action is intense all over, but the battling going on. Nagel up to 18th, Dove in 19th.
Yeah, and you know what? Rudolph started all the way at the very end of the field, Soup, and he has picked up positive spots ever since. 13 spots to get here to 18th. Sarah Dove flying close behind. Urka just makes a big mistake there, Soup.
Summers gets him, but Lindstrom fighting back. Now here comes underneath. Finch sticks his beak in and takes the position. Oh! My God.
Careful back here. Here comes Enerick. Enerick across the line. Takes the highway through turn one, down the hill, side by side. Oh, this is not going to be good here in Druids. Easy, guys. Oh, what a lockup.
Good job.
And there you go.
Lindstrom fighting hard, but kept the car off of Andre. And now that that's done, here comes the rookie Connor Ryan. Let's stay on this. This is good fighting going on. And Sean Lindstrom a little out of rhythm right now.
A little shaken, not stirred, Sue.
3 spots lost in 1 lap. Oh, ducking back in behind. I blinked away there. Sorry, I was on the battle. That was Herman, I think, was taking a peek in there.
Yep. He took a peek.
Andre gets away. I've got to just put back one more eyeball back up front. 4.5 seconds. Joseph Gada ahead of Usher. We'll stay on this fight for 8th. Quickly, Joseph Ringrose, you got some news about Ty McLeod?
Yeah, it looks like he got an off track and blinked, went into the twilight zone. We were talking about that earlier. 11 incident points, and we've had a couple of guys in there today.
That's too bad. McLeod prides themselves on good finishes in these races. Sean, with 5 minutes to go, we can stay on this battle with 5 minutes to go. Goda has picked it up a bit now. Either that or Usher's used up all of his stuff. That interval of 4.2.
You know, first of all, I can't believe we're down to the last 5 minutes of this race. There's been so much excitement here. Herman just all out of shape there. Yeah, boy. Ryan.
That's Lindstrom ahead of him in 8th. Ryan back there, middle car. Herman trying to find his way in there. He tried it once. He's tried it a couple times. I think he's probably the fastest of the bunch. Look at the run now that Connor gets. Nowhere to go as they get into Westfield. He has to check up, and now that opens the door for Herman to get in there. Again, nowhere to go. Boys, there is no way to pass through Dingledale. Hard enough to get one car through there, yet alone two. This corner is a nightmare. Now they go through Sterling Bend. Now they head down to... Now this is where things can get a little bit better. They hit the Clark curve.
And Soup, have you ever seen a better example of the cream rising to the top than what we have right now in our top 7? Short of Robin Bondon, who's started in 9th in the top 10. Everybody else, well, without Francois Godin, who started in 7th. But man, some battling, some fighting going on, and now 4.5 minutes to go.
Oh, looks like maybe Mark Usher might have had a problem. He had closed it into about 4 seconds, but now he is 8 seconds back. I think he just pushed, and then, yeah, he looped it around in, must have been in corner number 1. Yeah, going heading to Druids. He does a little pinwheel. And that'll be all she wrote. That's good news for Jean-Francois Godin.
Connor Ryan moving on Enric Indre. I'm sorry, Connor Ryan moving on Urka Lindstrom. Wow, my tongue just really way too far ahead of my brain that time. But here comes Kessler. Herman. This is a good one, Soup.
That's Ryan out in front. Kessler again trying to find his way around as he's back in 11th, chasing Herman. Now, Herman had been trying to get around Ryan for forever and ever. Ryan finally figured out a way to get around Lindstrom. Urka, again, starting in the 2nd position, has had a great run. Not the case for Tom Ben Hoyman, who started outside of the 2nd row. He had hopes of winning. Not going to happen today. Look at the dive down from Kessler. Holy smokes. Oh, took it in deeper than Confucius in a submarine. Could not get the car to woe up.
No, he couldn't. That is going to cost him big time. Got to try and recover from that one soon. Oh, here on the replay, on board with Kessler. Got to get down the hill. It's all going to go wrong for him, though, when he gets down to Druids. Turn 2, the hairpin. Just a little hot getting in there, Soup, I think, and jams on the brakes a little bit too much.
That's a 3 minute to go in the season type move.
Yeah.
That's
hashtag bonsai.
Yeah. All that going on behind Jean-Francois Godin, former champion. This continues to be the one. Lindstrom in 9th. Here comes. That's Hoyer making the move. I wonder if Herman picked up a slowdown penalty. He gave up that position. Nope, I don't think so. Just think he lost momentum. Move Manuel Hoyer now up into 10th. Stefan Herman in 11th. We're going to take a look at this one on the replay. Boy, this branch hats get you a pretty replay. Look at this. You can't do this through Dingledale. And Hoyer gets a little loose in there, or Hoyer goes right through. So how does that play out right now? It's Hoyer, it's Lindstrom in 9th, Hoyer in 10th, Herman in 11th, Kessler in 12th. How about the driver in 13th? Boy, Rene Osterkamp is going to get some points.
Oh. Holstein starting to close in on Bondon just a bit here. I mean, he got it down to 0.3 of a second. This could be fruitful for Holstein. He got a great run there out of Sterling's Bend. He's tacking from the wrong side. Going to try and cross him over. Oh, almost gets into the gearbox.
Did not want to go too wide, but he's got all the momentum here. You can take any defensive line you want on this one, Robin. I think Christoph has the momentum, but maybe not. He's going to have to do it through the right side. Now he'll have the drive down to Druids. If Baudin can hang off for a little while longer, he should have it through Druids. But finally the switchback. Now Holstein on the inside, and he closes the door. My gosh, it took Holstein 3 corners to get that past me.
And did you see how close they were there? I mean, coming through Graham Hill there. I mean, you couldn't have got a sheet of paper between those two cars.
22 seconds on the clock. Jean-Francois Godin, the French-Canadian, worked in lap number 19. The number of laps do not matter. The question is, are we on the white flag lap here? Is he going to be getting the checker flag this time around? 6, 5, they're going to count it down. Jean-Francois Godin negotiating Clark curve. Nothing between him and the checkered flag. The sprint race of the season finale of season 8 goes to Jean-Francois Godin. Mark Usher, try as he might, is going to have to settle for second. Robin Bondin, is he going to get that final podium position? Nope, it's going to go to Christoph Holstein. Godot's going to have to settle for 4th.
Okay. Soup back through the field. We still got a battle for 10th. Lindstrom's going to get 9th, but Kessler under fire from Stefan Herman. Herman going to try and get around here. He's going to miss it.
Nips him. Kessler gets him at the line. Kessler's going to get credit with 10th. Stefan Herman gets 11th. Rene Osterkamp comes home in 12th.
Oh, what a fine race.
Yes, indeed. Last car getting points today. She'll be happy with this. 16th position. Little Bird, Sarah Dove. All right, the racing is over here in the sprint race. But don't go far because we're going to come back to wrap up the entire season, do a lot of interviews, and crown our champion as well. Back in a few. Welcome back to the Global Sim Racing Channel's wrap-up show here, not only for round 8 of the Apex Online Racing's Formula, round 12 of the Apex Online Racing's Formula Renault 2.0 Championship, but also the wrap-up for Season 8 as we have champions to crown. But before we do that, let's give you the finishing order of the sprint race that just concluded. Jean-Francois Godin, if you listen to the commentators, you might have made a little money on that one. He comes home the winner. Mark Usher with a great drive. The only thing between him and a great run to the lead was Jean-Francois Godin. Christoph Holstein, Robin Bondin, a great finish for him. The rookie comes home in 4th. Harrison Finch in 5th. The back half of your top 10, Charlie Summers, Enric Enray, Connor Ryans, your best top 2 driver, Urkel Lindstrom. Boy, he put on a show. And in 10th position, Patrick Kessler. Sean?
Soup, let's drop to 11th, and that's going to be Stefan Herman with a really good run. Rene Osterkamp can get to 12th. Manuel Hoyer, 13th. He came up through the field. Evan Imre, 14th. Rudolph Nagel, 15th. Sarah Dove, 16th. Daniel Morris, 17th. Knut Martinson, 18th. 19th, going to go to Fabrizio Donoso. What tough luck for him here in the sprint. Christian to catch going to be the first car, a lap down in 20th.
Hidden Blackjack is Scott Newton, and to be honest with you, we here at GSRC are still waiting to find out who the Tier 2 champion was between Scott Newton and Daniel Morris. Ty McLeod in the double duck spot, Phil Reed behind him. Jordan Pierce started on pole. He's going to come home 24 positions back. 25th position, Alexander Valdo. Robert Sugar Plumley, really didn't get to see much of him today. Hugo Cunier as well. Tom Van Hoyman had grand visions of grandeur. He's going to come home in 28th. Alex Hudson in 29th. Lubomir Moores and Josh Thompson, 30th and 31st. Okay, I believe I will have the honors. I'm hoping to see. I don't see Osterkamp there. I was hoping that we could talk to Renee Osterkamp.
He's here.
All right, if somebody can find him, let's bring him down in and we'll talk
He's here,
to our champ. Oh, he's in our booth with us already. You guys are so good. Renee Osterkamp, is it safe for me to say, are you comfortable? Are you confident that you indeed did get the Drivers' Championship?
I think so.
Congratulations. Let's go back to the feature race where you're battling with your rival, Mark Usher. Boy, you guys were really going at it. Was there any thought of the championship while you guys were fighting it out?
No. My only thought was to not crash into him.
Got it.
Because that was devastating for him. And yeah, I only thought just stick with him, get a nice P3, or at least hold him under pressure. And yeah, he finally made a mistake and I could get away.
Sean and I commented on that early on. It looked like you were being very patient behind him in that feature race, but you were poking, you were moving, you were pressuring him.
Yeah.
Was that kind of your thinking?
Yeah, totally.
Did you happen to notice then, were you able to track his problems once he fell down the order? Did you realize that he was out of the race and that you were pretty much secure to the championship?
Not until at the end of the race when I checked the results. While racing, I don't check or look at it, and I just keep on focusing on racing.
Sounds like a smart move. Not only that, let's talk I wonder, is Kessler with us here? I guess he's not here. We'll take this opportunity since you got you. How about those SimRC boys? Congratulations on that too. Boy, your partner was good all season long.
Yeah, I have to say a special thanks to Patrick. Without him, I wouldn't have made it. Actually, incredible work from him, and he improved so much since I met him. Such a great guy.
You have been around this series for a long time. Am I correct? This is the first championship for Osterkamp?
Yeah, this is my 11th season, so I've been here for almost 3 years now, and I finally did it. Yeah, incredible.
Congratulations. That's great.
Yeah, that I agree. It is nice to see that happen when they stick around, and we love this series. Hey, good luck to you down the road. Congratulations on the win today and the championship. We'll see you down the road.
Thank you, guys.
Renee Osterkamp. I like that interview. That was good. I like it, Sean, when a guy that's been around like that for so long picks one up. That's determination. Who we got?
Well, we got Christoph Holstein, who picks up a podium here in the sprint race, gets a 5th place finish in the feature. Christoph, first, I want you to talk about the drive through the field to get on the podium here in this sprint race. Got to feel pretty good right now.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's the last race of the season. Everyone is going flat out. Not pretty well. The championship was decided after the feature race, so we didn't really need to take too much caution. So everyone was just driving their heart out, and I was really happy how that race went. I mean, to finish off the season like that is really satisfying. Definitely.
Well, it's been a long season. Another one in the books here, and just talk about the season overall and the team and how you guys are feeling walking away from this one.
Well, I guess Formula Mini was the defending champion, with Adam obviously winning the single championship last year. And to be honest, Sarah and me were just driving around for fun. We didn't practice too much this season. We got some decent-ish results here and there. And I'm not really sure what's going to happen really after that with the team, because this is going to be my last season for a while, I guess, until maybe a new car in this category comes out after yeah, I guess I'm just done with it really after 5 seasons. But it has been a great ride really, and yeah.
Well, it's a good memory to go out on, and a podium finish. You know, that's
Definitely, yeah.
you're calling your shot with a little bit of success, and that's a good thing. So we hope to see you down the road. Any sponsors or anybody you'd like to thank for the effort this season?
Well, just in general, shout out to our team owner, Mini Mariner, who's been really, really awesome. And obviously to all the organizers of this fantastic league, and you guys, obviously, for commentating. It's really, really a blast how this league has been performing the last couple of seasons. So, yeah, thanks, everyone.
All right, and that is Christoph Holstein. He gets a podium finish in his last race here in the Formula Renault 2.0, at least according to him anyway. We'll see. You never know who may show back up.
Well, you know, before we go to our next interview, for the viewers need to keep in mind when he talks about, boy, I'm just tired of this car. Remember, he's been racing every season, and these guys race every week, and they only take 1 week off. It's basically 48 races in a row that these guys have been doing. So you can understand how you get a little burned out on one particular vehicle. Who we have next here?
Well, you know what? Joseph, my good buddy Joseph, has caught up with Connor Ryan.
Yep, you got it right this time, Sean. Connor, 2 P8s for you, 2 good results. Personal best in the feature, I believe. How did it go for you today?
Yeah, P8 in the feature, like you said, it's beat all my results by quite a bit, so I'm really happy with that. Just managed to, I don't know, just felt a bit more confident around here, and managed to put that to good use in the race. And yeah, in the sprint race, just kind of managed to stay out of trouble and gain some more places again.
Do you know what it is about this track that sort of played in your favour today, or was it just a bit of luck?
Of course, there's always luck, but I think it's just a flow to this track. When you get it right, it's quite satisfying, and yeah, I think I managed to get it right today, so it's turned out well.
Yep, Soup mentioned a couple of that he said you were his future of the Formula Renault. Have you got any plans for next season?
Yeah, I'll be back for next season. We'll be continuing with VRT. I'll be with Ty again. So just hoping to build on these results.
Well, we'll look forward to that. Back to you guys.
And congratulations on his performance. Yes, he is certainly one to watch. We're going to bring in now Scott Newton, because he may have some information. I don't want to get him all excited. He'll know. Scott, you're in the Tier 2 championship battle. Do you have any idea how that played out? Are you happy? Are you sad? Do you know? He's for a loss for words. I think he says too disappointed. He clearly must have lost the championship. All right, now he's there. Scott,
yeah, sorry.
Do you know any update on the Tier 2 championship? How that came out?
Okay, so Tier 2 champion Daniel Morris, 358 points. So congratulations to him on the overall championship. Martinson finishes second, 334. Herman, 332, and then myself, 318. And running out the top 5 is Bastamaki on 272.
Boy, Sean, that is just brutal on GSRC's part that we actually bring in the guy who just lost the championship to announce the winner, and poor Scott Newton finishes 4th. You were in the hunt. It was not your race today. You just didn't seem to have any rhythm.
Well, no, I'm sorry, Scott. I don't want to jump in, but we're kind of giving him a double kick to the nether regions there, Soup, because it's like 6 a.m. there. Yeah, where he's at right now too. He's been up since 4 a.m. to get ready for this.
Go ahead, Scott.
Yeah, it's been pretty brutal, to be honest. Brands Hatch's typically not one of my tracks, and going through the second last corner, I had a few too many back end coming around on me, so it ended up just damaging my race in the feature, and that's where the most points are gained, obviously. So, and at the time those are happening, I was in front of Daniel, so I would have closed the gap. So, but yeah, both of the races I ended up DQing. So. For various reasons, but no, it's a fair play to all the guys that managed to jump me, and overall it's been a great championship. Definitely looking forward to the next one, season 9. planning will be in the works for broadcasting next season. So we'll see how we go from there.
Well, that's good news. Outstanding news from that. We're here if you want us. And thanks for coming in. And again, sincere apologies making you come in and give the bad news of you not winning the championship. But congratulations to Daniel Morris, who picks up that Tier 2 championship. And Scott, we love the Tier 2 thing. It gives us a reason at GSRC to go back and cover you guys. So I'm a big fan.
Yeah, thanks very much to GSRC as well for covering. I think it's 4 series in a row. So yeah, it's great to see that you guys are putting on a great show for the past year, and hopefully that'll continue. So congratulations, guys, and thanks very much.
Fantastic. Scott Newton finishes 4th in the Tier 2 championship and one of the series organizers as well. Yeah, Sean, 48 races that we've done, 12, 12, 12, and 12. We love the AOR.
Yes,
and
we do.
They seem to appreciate what we do here at GSRC. We try our best. Are we done for the season, or do we have one more? What's up?
We're going to talk to Josh Thompson real quick.
Okay.
Josh managed to finish on the podium in the feature race, and had a pretty good season here. Josh, congratulations on your podium here. Great way to end the season.
Yeah, not bad really. Just to say about how awful my season's been. If you look at the stats, like the last 5 rounds was DNF. So I was quite happy, to get a podium. I started 8th, and just knew keeping on the track here is so crucial, and it worked out. A lot of people fell away, just kept myself to myself. So yeah, quite a nice way to end the Renault for a bit now, because obviously I won't be probably doing next season because I'm going to be taking a break.
So
yeah.
So you have all that success in the feature race. What happened in the sprint? Talk to us about it real quick.
I just got a bit greedy, to be honest. I got a really good start. I managed to pull quite a big gap on Kessler, Renault and stuff who I knew were a bit faster than me. So I got up to 10th, went down inside to catch, just carried a bit too much speed into the apex, drifted wide. It was rear wheel to rear wheel contact, which then flung me underneath him, which then rolled us both, which was a real shame. But nah, it's a shame really, because I think I probably could have had another podium.
Hey, Josh, it's Soup here. Let me pop in real quick. I hope we're still buddies. I was kind of critical of you this season. It wasn't because you're a bad racer. It's just I had such expectations of you, and it's like, man, no matter what happens, it just didn't seem to. You had no luck.
Yeah, to be honest, yeah. After the rookie season, I think it was season 6 when I came into it. Everyone moved on. I was like, oh, this could be my chance here. Seeing season 7 didn't go particularly well because obviously I missed a lot with real life commitments and stuff. So this season, I've just not had the time really. I've been really busy.
Right.
So doing testing the night before and stuff like that never really helped, especially against Renault, who did a fantastic job, and SimRC, Real Championship, all those boys who are obviously caning the practicing, which obviously I used to do, but now I've been with other stuff. But yeah, I made a lot of silly mistakes myself, to be honest. I just overdrove the car. I think tonight was the best I've driven the car in 3 or 4 races, probably since Laguna Seca, if I have to put it that far back.
Well, Josh, I know you wanted to try and pull something off during this interview segment, and we didn't make it happen, man. Any announcements you want to make, or you still want to?
Yeah, I'm hoping he's still listening to this, but obviously now I've probably saying this on behalf of Adam as well. But Adam won't be doing next season. I think we're both taking a break. So I would like to announce that Connor Ryan will be taking over our position in the radical role for AOR next season. He's impressed us dramatically this year, compared to where he started to where, what was that, 2-8 tonight for a rookie? It's not a bad effort. So yeah, I just want to hopefully he's listening to this. So congratulations, mate, on joining the team.
Well, that is big news, Soup. And Josh, thanks a lot for coming down, talking with us. We wish you the best and hope to see you back in the near future.
Yeah, I'll probably back after the season out. So yeah, thank you guys for everything.
All right, Soup. Breaking news, always here on GSRC, buddy.
Oh, we talked about it. That's a wise pick. We thought Connor Ryan is an up and comer. It'll be fun to watch him continue to improve. And Lord knows you get together with some guys on a team like Radicals Online, that can only help. All right, that's going to do it for us here today and for the season. But it sounds like the works are in the gears are in the works right now for us to return. We'll talk about that more in a little bit. We'd like to thank everyone at Apex Online Racing for organizing Formula Renault 2.0 League And to all the members who support the broadcast, we know of you a lot of choices when you fly. Thanks for flying GSRC. Thanks to the equipment, companies, and software that you see on the screen right now we use on each production. The original music that gives every GSRC production that unique flavor and feel is thanks to Eric Echolm and Casey Lalonde. See the screen for how to contact each of them. Crackers?
Today's broadcast concludes GSRC Season 8 coverage of Apex Online Racing's Formula Renault 2.0 Championship. We've enjoyed every season of the AOR and the GSRC marriage, and we hope to return here to broadcasting in Season 9, and I think there's a pretty good chance negotiations and talks going on now. But sliding across your screen are some upcoming broadcasts. We've got a full slate this weekend, folks. 5 races tomorrow. I think we've got 5 on Sunday. Don't miss out. Check those out. Mark them down on your calendar. If you'd like more information about GSRC, including a complete list of future broadcasts, you can find it all at our glorious website, globalsimracingchannel.com. We're also on Twitter at GSR Channel. Find us on Facebook. Just type in Global Sim Racing Channel. And folks, you're on YouTube right now. Hit that little red button that says subscribe. Become a subscriber to our channel. We're on a bullet train right now to 10,000, Soup. Let's get to 10K, baby.
I don't know what that means, but that sounds kind of good. Hey, you talked about the schedule. On behalf of everyone who works here at GSRC, to all of our spouses, we love you, and we'll see you on Monday. Finally, on behalf of the man whose voice you just heard, Sean Ambrose, our director, Joe Peak, our camera artist, Dougie Beard, don't forget Joseph Ringrose. I'd like to thank all of you for watching. With that said, we're off to have fun storming the castle. So until next time, race clean, race hard, and see you on the track.